Shalom, shalom, shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. It's your brother Kadar Malak coming back with another video. Right, going into yes, you can eat the fat, brother. On Leviticus 7 and 3 breakdown. I also want to give a hearty shalom to the elect across the four corners. Any of the mighty men, any of the mighty sisters, keeping the commandments, keeping the faith, trying to come back to the Heavenly Father, whose name alone is Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, right, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, Malak Shalom Malak, you King of Kings, Yahweh Shai of Nazareth, all right, or Nazariah. So, again, I want to touch on this because another misconcept in the so called Hebrew Israelite community is that we believe that we can't eat the fat, or we can't eat any fat at all. And it's actually not saying that, okay? Um, I want to go. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let's get let's get first off, let's get AV right. Let's get Leviticus 3. Okay, so there's two accounts where it could be misconstrued that God is saying do not eat any fat. It's Leviticus 3. I'll start at 17. It shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings that ye eat neither fat nor blood. Okay. Now, what is that talking about? Okay, let's go to the blue letter. First thing first, I'm going to tackle. Let's go to the blue letter. Let's go to the interlinear concordance. Well, actually, I didn't scroll down. Let's go down to the word fat. Strong's H 24, right? 2459, right? Literally or figuratively, hence fat, rich part, fat, grease, marrow. Now, you have two different words. Salakia. You have two different words for fat. Okay. You have chalev. Right? Let's read that right here. And all the Caleb, chalev, whatever you want to say, Caleb, all of this fat, this is going into sacrificial fat. Okay. This is the same thing talking about sacrificial fat. How do we know it? Look at the accounts. It's all talking about sacrifice. It's all talking about sacrifice. All talking about sacrifice. When you scroll down, when you get, let's go over here. It says grease. It says fineness of wheat, fatness. This word is primarily talking about the fat of an offering. Okay, I just wanted to get that first to be understood. It's another word for fat. Let's get Genesis 45. Let's get 45. Genesis 45 and 18. And take your father and your households and come unto me, and I will give you the good land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the land. If we can't eat fat, then why did Jacob say eat the fat of the land? What do you mean by that? Okay. Talking about the fat beast. But with that being said, let's go to that word fat in the Hebrew. Right? This is not the same word. What is it the same word? Am I tripping? Maybe it is the same word. Slocky. I'm wrong. That is the same word. Slocky. So Nehemiah 8. Kind of jumping the gun. But I want to get that. Right here it is. The fat. It's a different word. So this is mismain, right? It means a rich dish, a fertile field, a robust man. Literally, i.e., fatness. Okay. So here we have Nehemiah saying, eat the fat. He's literally telling you, Salakia, he's literally telling you to eat the fat. Literally eat it. But in other contexts, we see it say don't eat the fat. Okay, now I want to see where it's used. This isn't used primarily in any of the offerings. Okay, Do brothers understand that? Do y'all get that? This is not used. The word isn't used there in any of the offerings. Okay. So that's a big deal. Showing, like I said, that other word is talking about sacrificial fat primarily. Okay. Let's go back to Leviticus 3. Back to Leviticus 3. Okay. So Leviticus 3 and 17, right? Let's start at 16. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire for a sweet savor. All the fats is Yahweh's. Right? So all the fat of the offerings you cannot eat. That fat is given to the Most High. The Most High requires the fat. He stamps it over and over that the fat goes to him. Verse 14. And he shall offer the of his offering, even an offering made by fire unto Yahweh, the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the two kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul of the liver, with the kidneys, it shall he take away. Why shall he take it away? Because the fat is the Most High's. Okay? Again, you see it right here. Always talking about taking the fat, giving it to the Lord. So, verse 17, we have to understand the context is the fat of offerings. Okay, it's about the context. All the fat is the Lord's. Okay, it shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings that you eat neither fat nor blood. So this fat has to be in this context, Leviticus 3. It's not just saying you can't eat fat, period. The whole context is talking about taking the fat, giving it to the Lord. All the fat is the Most High's. So you cannot eat no fat that's sacrificed to the Most High. You can't eat no blood, period. Okay? So that's not saying you can't eat fat, period. Okay? Again, the Lord said, I'm going to get this in Nehemiah 8. The Lord said, right, we know he's spoken by his prophets, he gave commandments by his prophets. It's Nehemiah 8 and 10. Then he said unto them, go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared, for this day is holy unto our Lord, neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. Hey, Nehemiah said, go eat the fat. Now, at that time, are you going to say, Nehemiah, hold on, you're going off. Nehemiah, we're going to have to scrap, we're going to get down. No. Nehemiah said, go your way, eat the fat, drink the sweet. What the sweet not talking about the sweet, it's talking about grapes. No, he said, drink the sweet. Drink you some sweet wine. Literally, go eat the fat beast. Okay? So the Lord isn't saying that you can't eat fat at all. All right. I want to get this real quick too. Like, that's why I want to go into this. All right, we're gonna dive into it. You have something called intramuscular fat. Okay, let's share this. Right, walk with me here. Intramuscular fat. Intramuscular fat is fat stored within skeletal muscle fibers, appearing as white flecks or marbling in meat. Okay, now they're talking about all this stuff. That's if you get that food from a cow that's not raised correctly or fed correctly or massively produced like how Esau does it. Let's see if I'm gonna kind of zoom in. So I'll zoom into that. All right, that's a little bit of standards, but I'm not. It's not about that. It's not what I want. I want something like this. It's kind of just shows the plan. So this is intramuscular fat. Now, for all you brothers who say, "Well, eating fat is off," you got to do this. Whenever you eat a steak, you get a ribeye. Well, you can't get a ribeye. You can't get it. You get a New York strip, and you got to cut all this damn fat out. You got to cut it out, get in there, cut it, and slice it. Your meat gonna be torn up. You gonna have steak bites every night. Can't have a full steak, and even then, you can't avoid it. It's all in the meat. There's no way around it. Okay, so you have intramuscular fat, and you have something called intermuscular fat. Right? We can cut off the intermuscular fat. Okay. Now, me saying this, I'm not telling you, brother, to go get a bowl of damn fat and consume it. Have it bounce on your teeth and you chew it and never break it. I'm not saying to do that. But I am saying that this and this, hey, it's nothing wrong with that. It's not a sin in that. It's not off. That's not what it's talking about. It's not saying you can't eat fat at all. Because every time you eat this, remember, you're going off. You're in sin and you're in wickedness. Right? Why would the Most High put the meat inside, right? Sorry, it's like put the fat inside of the meat if it wasn't meant for you to eat it. This is pointless, right? Now I want to share this other tab. I said, can you cut out intramuscular fat in animals? They says yes, intramuscular fat, known as marbling, can be reduced in animals. It can be reduced. It don't say it can completely remove it. It says reduce. Although it is difficult to remove completely without reducing the overall body weight of the animal, as it is psychologically integrated into the muscle tissue. It's made to be in the muscle tissue. Right? We have no accounts of Israel eating cow neck, cow, esophagus. Right? We ate the muscle tissue of the beast. Methods to reduce marbling involve changes in genetics, nutrition, and management practices, often with the goal of creating leaner meat for consumers. Okay? Look at this. Reduce energy diets. Feeding animals lower energy diets, such as grass only, instead of high grain concentrated diets, can limit the accumulation of intramuscular fat. So they're damn near telling you to muzzle the ox. Muzzle the ox, you know, have your ox stop eating something. But the Lord said, don't, you can't, you can't muzzle the ox. So the ox can get as big as it want to get. So you always had fat in beasts. You always literally had fat in animals. Okay. Again, the Most High, let's go back to that Genesis 45. The Most High literally said, right, through the Spirit, through the scriptures, through Jacob, eat the fat of the land. Right? It's Genesis 45 and 18. And take your father and your households and come unto me, and I will give you the good land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the land. Salakium. Joseph said that. You shall eat the fat of the land. What does that mean? You should eat the fat of the land. Is this talking about damn olive oil? Is this talking about butter? No, it's talking about animals, man. Having a lot, having a much. Okay? Right? The bigger your beast is, the quote unquote more fatter it is, you give it more muscle, you make it work, you're gonna have more muscular tissue to take off and eat. Okay? So the Most High isn't saying you cannot eat the fat. You cannot eat any fat offered to the Most High. You cannot eat any fat that's for sacrifice. But you can't eat the fat of clean beasts. I want to go to Leviticus the 7th chapter. Right? So Leviticus 3 obviously is in context talking about sacrifices. That word in the Hebrew is primarily used all for sacrifices. The other word in Nehemiah the 8th chapter is different from the word in Leviticus the 3rd chapter, and it has nothing to do with offerings. And we see Nehemiah says, go and eat it. So this has to mean you can eat fat that's not from offerings. Simple, plain. It's not a hard breakdown. It's not deep. Let's go to Leviticus. It's like Leviticus 7. And remember, the Most High eat the fat. Now we're not. It's not making us equal to the Most High. It's not making us equal to the Lord. But look at the Lord's diet. The Lord don't even eat unclean beasts. The Most High don't accept pigs and damn raccoons being offered up to him, and the blood of ants. He don't eat that, man. He eats clean beasts. He eats the cow. He eats the goat. He eats the lamb. He eats the righteous things. He eats the fat of these beasts as well. Okay? So that why would the Most High eat the fat, eat these clean animals, tell us to eat these clean animals, and then we can't eat the fat? Okay? Look at this whole context. The whole context is offerings. Offerings, trespass offering. Let's go down. Offering. offering, back into the offering, sacrifice, offering. Okay, let's go to 22. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, ye shall eat no manner of fat of ox or of sheep or of goat. Close the book, close the Bible, I'm done. That's plain, brother. That's the precept. Hold on now, that's it. Brother, you got to remember that, right, the numbers, right, and the verses, right, the numbers attached to the verses was added by the translators. Does this mean the translators are going off? No. This helps us quote the Bible easier and better than more than our forefathers. Back in the ancient world, you had to have the whole scroll of Isaiah, the whole scroll. You know, now we can quote it. Leviticus 7:23, Leviticus 3:21, blah 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 blah. So it's good. But the reason I'm saying that is you can't just read it and just because the translator separated it, you separated it. This is all in conjunction. Okay. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, you shall eat no manner of fat of ox or of sheep or of goat. And the fat of the beast which dieth of itself. You can't eat any beast that dies of itself. You can't eat that fat. And the fat of that which is torn with beasts. If you can't eat fat, period, why is it getting so descriptive? You can't eat the fat of the torn of the beast. You can't eat the fat of 1, 2, and 3. Why is it so specific? Ox, sheep, and of goat. Why? Because these are the 3 beasts that the Most High gets offered up to him. Why don't it say you can't eat the fat of a dove? The fat of a chicken? Why don't it say that? Because it's talking about offerings, things that's offered to the Most High. And the fat of that which is torn with beast may be used in any other use, but ye shall in no wise eat of it. For whosoever eateth the fat of the beast, of which men offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, even the soul that eateth it shall be cut off from his people. You cannot eat fat that's going to be offered up to the Most High. You cannot eat fat from the beast that's going to be offered up to the Most High. Why? Because the Lord said in Leviticus 3, the fat is Yahweh's. Okay, so the fat is for the Most High. Okay, verse 26. Moreover, you shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of fowl or of beast, in any of your dwellings. That's plain. That's covering all of it. Fowl or of beast. Okay, verse 27. Whosoever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off from his people. So it says any manner. This don't say any. It just says the fat of the ox, the sheep, and the goat, and that which is torn of itself and dies of itself. It don't say nothing about the dove. It don't say nothing about the giraffe. It don't say nothing about the deer. It don't say nothing about moose. It don't say anything else about it. It don't even say the fat of fish. You have fatty fish. You have salmon, which is fat with omega-3s, things that's good for you. Fat has nutrients in it. Okay. So obviously, through the context, we see that this is talking about what? Fat of the beast that's offering up to the Most High. That's wicked as hell. You short of the Most High of his offerings. Okay. Let's go to Malachi. Let's go to Malachi. Malachi. All right. Did they even get that? They might not got that. Hold on. We don't know what MA means. I meant to put an L. All right. So let's go to Malachi 1 and start at 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor? The Most High is our father. So he's pissed at Levi. Where is my honor? Where's my respect? And if I be a master, an Ottawan, where is my fear? When you're a master, you have fear, you have reverence. Saith Yahweh of hosts, unto you, O priests that despise my name, and ye say, wherein have ye despised thy name? And he lets you know their answers. What do you mean, the Most High? We didn't despise your name. Well, how? Ye offer polluted bread upon mine altar, and ye say, wherein have we polluted thee? And that ye say, the table of the Lord is contemptible. If ye offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? And if ye offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee? Or accept thy person, saith the Lord of hosts? Right? I mean, no. If you try to give a beast to a governor, to a ruler, your master that was sick or lame or blind, and it wouldn't accept it. Who wants a blind damn chicken? Chicken throwing up is hacking. You don't want to eat that, man. That's the most I said among for Passover, you gotta have a lamb without spot, without blemish. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's go to Leviticus 2. So it's like it. Malachi 2. Let's go down and let's go to verse 9. I'm gonna start at 7. This whole thing was fire, man. I'm gonna start at 5. Start at 4. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. So the Levites had a separate covenant unto the Most High. Right? The word Levi means being joined unto, right? Joined unto the Lord. Right? It's like how Leah was joined unto her son, right? She wanted to be joined unto her husband, right? So she named Levi. Okay. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me and was afraid before my name. So Levi was righteous in the beginning. They feared the Most High, and they was afraid before his name. The law of truth was in his mouth. If the law is in your mouth, it's in your heart. And iniquity was not found in his lips, right? Levi didn't even say wicked things, right? Now we know all men fall short, but primarily Levi wasn't saying nothing wicked. He walketh with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. Right? So Levi convinced a lot of our people to keep the commandments, to follow the Most High. And he convinced them and persuaded them from sin. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they that seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. So Levi, you gotta rise up. You so-called Haitians, you so-called Africans in the tribe of Ashanti, man. And you got to wake up, man. You're the messenger of the Lord of hosts, man. You have to speak for Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You're ordered to do that. That's what you have to do. And on the deeper level, we are spiritual priests. So we're all messengers for the Lord. Okay? But ye have departed out of the way and caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Right? Levi was going on just like in 1 Samuel, the 3rd chapter. Hophni and Phinehas was, committing fornication at the door of the temple. Oh, you want an offering? You want an offering? Yeah, let me tap that. That's the spirit they was in. Like a damn dope dealer. You want some of this good dope? You gotta let me touch you. Let me fornicate with you. Let me commit sexual immorality. That's off. So that spirit was on Levi. They was short with the offerings. They was offering up any goddamn thing. They was not teaching our people the correct thing. They was partial in the law. They broke the covenant. They did not keep knowledge in their lips. Right? When you read up, they didn't even give glory unto his name. Right? So they didn't give glory unto the Most High's name. Right? Levi went the hell off. Why? Now what judge them? Right? How does the Lord judge them? You have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. So now we corrupted the covenant of Levi. Therefore have I made you also contemptible and base before all the people. Right? What does that mean? That's going into Levi and Haiti being the poorest land in the earth. Haiti was a rich land. Haiti had gold, right? Rivers and a lot of beautiful things. A lot of these lands before the conquistadors and the French and a lot of these wicked Edomite Europeans, and the lands was beautiful, man. You had different lands called the land of hills, the land of valleys. It was. I think the Honduras was called the land of hills, man. It meant like land of hills, right? Yeah, literally. Right. So-called Hispaniola. It says, before it was Haiti, the western part of the island was the French colony of Saint Domingue, a wealthy sugar producer built on slavery, which declared independence in 1804 and adopted the indigenous Taino name Etalil Haiti, I mean a mountainous land to signify freedom. So Hispaniola, right? It was known as mountainous land, right? You had Northern Kingdom there first, right? And then you had the slaves from Africa come down there, then they came to the land of Hispaniola. But before that, the Taínos, the Hispanic people, they named it the mountainous land, the land of hills, the land of literally the land of hills is what's called. So with that being said, right, Levi went off. They was partial in the law. The Most High judged Levi now made what? The Haitians have the poorest land on all the earth. Right? They're them eating monkeys over there, chop people heads off. It's always insurrection. The Most High judged them. Why? Because as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. Meaning 1 foot in and 1 foot out. All right, now I want to touch on a precept in Ezekiel. Ezekiel. Salakia. Ezekiel. I want to get this right first. All right, let's get. Okay, you gotta put the U. Oh, you gotta put the U. Hold on, buddy. Put the U. I don't play about that. All right, Deuteronomy 32 and start at 12. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs. Now hold on now. It says with fat of lambs. It don't say a fat lamb. It don't say the herd of fat lambs. It says with fat of lambs. Right? So our people ate fat, man. And rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of the kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. Right? But Jeshurun waxed fat. Now you got to think about this. Now it is a level of gluttony. It is a level of wickedness of being obese. Right? It is off. Okay. The Most High said, if you're at a table amongst a ruler, right? Hey, put a knife to that throat for the appetite, man. The Most High said, sound sleep coming from him that eateth moderately, greatly paraphrased. So the Most High isn't saying be obese, right? He's saying that Israel waxed fat. What does that mean? Israel grew. They gained. They got healthy. They got strong. They got better. Why would the Lord compare Israel to something that you can't eat and something that's wicked, off, sinful? Wouldn't they just say Jeshurun, it waxed in growth, it waxed in understanding? No, it says they waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat, and thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. So this is sin. This is wickedness, covered with fatness. What is if you're covered with fatness? If a beast was covered with fatness, it wasn't just sitting there laying down all day. That ox had to work. That ox had to do stuff. So it had fat, but it had muscles. So it was better for you to have a fat beast. It was healthy. That showed that all the systems was running, the hormones was running. Hey man, you was going to get more, more steaks out of that beast. More ribeyes, more different cuts of the beast, man. Okay. It says, then he forsook God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Right now, we're no longer fat. Right, we're in a damn famine. Right, the Most High ain't with stick famines, man. He don't want Israel to be sick and malnourished, man, and jammed up, man. Hey, the Lord made us wax fat. If you have ears, let it hear. Right. If you have ears, right, let you hear. Or what's it? If they have ears, let them hear. If you have ears, let them hear. Slocky, I'm just a man. I can be wrong. I don't have to edit a video out because I said something wrong. Hold on, brother. You said that wrong. Hold on, brother. You got to cut that. Nah, you got to be real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be real. I want to get one more Exodus. Actually, I'm gonna look this up first. I'm gonna go into this. Or I want to go into this. Is my screen sharing? It's like my screen stopped sharing. But willing y'all can y'all saw that. But I wanted to grab this real quick. All right, so let's share this. It says, Cow fat, beef tallow often benefits like being a stable cooking fat with a high smoke point, providing fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, and CLA for potential immune skin and health, and its fats may support satiety and brain function. Right. So if you eat cow fat, right, it's in the ribeye, the intramuscular fat, hey man, you're gonna have benefits. Look what's in grass fed fat. Right. Vitamins A, D, E, and K. Now I want to get this real quick. Right, and which I already know it does. Right, you gotta eat fat. If you don't eat fat, it's gonna affect your hormones. Yes, fat significantly affects human hormones because fat tissue produces, stores, and converts hormones, while dietary fats are essential building block for hormone production, impacting everything from sex hormones, estrogen, testosterone, and insulin to cortisol. Right, so you have to eat fat, or your hormones gonna be thrown off. You know. Now, I want to get the what's the damn food pyramid, man. I forgot the name. Food pyramid. It's fake ass food pyramid, man. Right. So you Negroes a dream. Right. You have something called let me see, I kind of like that one. Is that clear? Can I pull up on that one? Let me see if I can pull up on that one. Boom, I can pull it. Okay, we don't want the cookies. Right. We don't want the cookies. Right. We don't want the cookies. Now this is the food pyramid. Okay. The top, all right, we have foods that are high in fat, sugar, and salt. You don't want to overeat fat. That can become an issue. But you have what? A fat spreads and oils. Esau tells you, and you could eat fat, man. Eat some oil, eat some butter, eat some cheese. These things have fat in them. Milk, yogurt, eat dairy, it has fat in them. Every time you eat milk, it's like you eat cheese, eating some fat. So you in sin. You just ate the fat. You just ate the fat of a cow, essentially. Right? No. Nuts, seeds. These things are fats as well. Walnuts, pistachios, they're fats. But the Most High didn't say you can't eat it. The Most High literally, every year we plant in spring, and then in summer we grow the harvest and we eat what we planted. They was planting nuts, walnuts, cashews, and different things of that sort. All right, olives. That was fat. That's not a protein. It's not a carb. It's fat. Okay. Uh, Ezekiel 34:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh of God, Yahweh God, the Lord God, unto the shepherds, woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe ye with the wool. You kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock. Now, we know these people are wicked, they're off. But why would they eat the fat if that wasn't a good area or piece of the beast? Hey, they ate the fat, man. Like I said, it's in there. Now, again, I'm not advising no brother, no Israelite, no woman, child to get a let's look that up. You know, to get a bowl of fat, man. Kind of gotta show Israel the visuals. Right? I'm not saying for you to eat this, man. Kind of go to town. All praise, all praise, all praise. Lord Yahweh should be outside. Please bless this fat. And I'm not telling you to eat this. Your mind is bad. You know, beef fat is really good for skincare and cooking instead of using seed oils. You have some beef tallow, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, is the Lord? Is this what the Lord talking about? You can just eat a tin of fat. No, no. He's not saying just eat bowls of damn fat. You're being weird. Very, very weird spirit. Very, very peculiar guy. So it says, ye eat the fat and ye clothe you with the wool. Right? So you eat an animal, you get the wool. Ye kill them that are fed. Right? How do we know it's fed? Because they ate the fat. The cow got to get fat, man. So we know it's fed. But ye feed not the flock, or you're not feeding the flock. You're robbing them. You're just taking it. You're not putting in no work. Okay? So the Most High, again, he isn't saying that you cannot eat fat. He isn't saying that you can't eat nuts, you can't eat cheese, you can't eat butter. You got to cut open your damn steak and cut off the intramuscular steak. And you can't have any ribeyes. The Lord ain't saying that. The Lord is saying you cannot eat any fat that's offered unto him. Okay. I feel like that's pretty plain, through the spirit. So I'm gonna give me a last precept, man. Let's get Ecclesiastes. What's the 3-letter word? Okay. So Ecclesiastes. So let me close out some of these tabs. I went to the food pyramid. We went to a lot. The Lord said, or in Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter. All right, so like Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter. Ecclesiastes 2, and let's start at 24. Let's start at 22. For what hath man of all his labor? What does man really get from all his work? And of the vexation of his heart wherein have he labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief. Yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. You have to think about stuff going on. They got bills they got to pay in 2 weeks, figuring out how they going to pay this in 3 weeks. Verse 24. There is nothing better for a man that he should eat and drink. And the Most High said there's nothing better for you on this earth. The Most High didn't say doing push-ups is better. The Most High didn't say, damn, you fasting for 4 months is better. You're starving your damn self. The Most High didn't say how many Jordans is better. The Most High said there is nothing better for a man. Nothing. Then he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. Now, making your soul enjoy good, it could be multiple things. Your soul can enjoy good if you have a wife, if you have multiple wives, if you have, a house, if you have a farm, if you have some land, you have children. However you do it, you got to make your soul enjoy good in your labor. Work for something and enjoy what you paid, what you bought, what you brought with your finances. This also I saw that it was from the hand of God. So this is from the hand of God. Turn up in righteousness, eat on the feast days, keep the feast days, and make your soul enjoy good in your labor. Right? So, Lord knows a simple breakdown. It's your brother Kadar a lot. Again, going into, yes, you can eat the fat, brother. Again, I'm not advising you, brother, to eat a bowl of damn beef tallow or a bowl of chicken fat. But I am saying it's lawful for brothers to eat fat. It isn't a sin. It isn't nothing wrong. Your heart bugged out. Stop damn cutting your whole damn steak up, trying to figure out what a damn fat at and make it happen. Hey, the Most High said it was lawful, right? Right, and we understand that through the precepts, through logic, through spiritual logic, which means logic backed up with the Bible, right, and through comprehension and context in the spirit of the scriptures and various precepts. Okay. So with that, I want to say shalom to the elect, shalom to the mighty men, shalom to everybody keeping the commandments and the faith. Lord willing, we all make it. Lord, this video was edifying. Or Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, shalom.